Here's my full DistroKid review, the 2024 update. This is the 9th year in a row that I have been using DistroKid. I released my first album, The Light Nearby, 9 years ago in 2015. And every year I do these kind of mini update videos about DistroKid, what's going on with it, and of course my main review. Short answer, 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, there's a main reason why I've only released my music through DistroKid, and I've never used any other independent music distributing service. This is also the first video of 2024, so happy New Year's, everybody. With that being said, let's get right into the specifics of DistroKid. So kicking it off, this is the way DistroKid looks. I gotta be honest, I love this. I mean, this layout has been the same for the past 9 years. It reminds me a lot of Google, where it's like Google's perfect, super simple, super easy to understand. It's not really changed at all, unless you do like a random update for like the new year or like if it's a big day or whatever. But this has been the exact same. You can see right here, these are all my releases, and this is the quickest and easiest way to get your music on Spotify, TikTok, Apple Music, the list goes on and on. As you can see, this is a new feature. If I hover over it, it gets smaller. I think they just added that recently, actually, which is kind of cool. As you can see this. Right, now you can see for, let's say, my most recent release, at least at the exact time of this video, it's called Hot Sauce Recipe. These are the different stores that it's on, right? So if I click it, just to show you, let's pull this up. You can see this is my album artwork. I can re-download the song if I want. DistroKid also has, and I will talk about the features, they also have like a free online cloud storage system built into DistroKid itself, which is pretty awesome. So you can see these are all the stores that I'm on, right? Pretty great. And now if I go back to my music, you can see I have this here. Now let's talk about the price and then uploading music, right? Because when it comes to this, it looks great at first. Being like, all right, well, you know, here are your releases. Here are the stores. There's a lot of stores DistroKid does release under. It's over like 100-something different stores worldwide. So if I go to upgrade, which is basically the plan, now I have Musicians Plus. The basic one, or the beginner's one, is $23 a year for unlimited uploads. There are other services where they're like, hey, pay $5 or $7 or $10 for every release or whatever. If you're releasing a lot of music, that can add up very fast. With DistroKid, it's only $23 a year. I will say this has gone up for anyone who's kind of been involved in the scene for a little bit. DistroKid used to be $20 a year for unlimited uploads. Now it's $23. So I went up by $3. Inflation, but hey, you still cannot beat it. I mean, it's only $3 more. And even still, $23 for unlimited uploads is pretty awesome. Now, I have the Musicians Plus account. I suggest this for a lot of people for honestly just one reason. Now, if you have multiple artists, you will have to kind of get a higher plan. But for $40 a year, so it is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it, you get the custom label name. You can also do a custom release date if you want and custom iTunes pricing. But the custom label name I love because if, let's say, you want to release music on DistroKid with the normal plan, the label is DistroKid, which at least to me, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of more unique or just better, in my opinion, to have your own custom label name. And when you do that, all you do is just type in a label name. You don't need to create a website or get an LLC or anything. You just think of a name and type it in. And with that being said, let's talk about how easy it is to upload on DistroKid. So I'm going to go here. So first off, these are the different services I release under, right? This is what DistroKid releases under. Some of them are pretty generalized. All the ones I'd have to pay extra money for. So for example, Beatport is, I think it's like $10 extra a month. So for all my EDM artists out there, for my DJs, I feel like you do kind of have to release music on Beatport. I mean, it's not as big as it used to be, but it's still like a main staple, right, in the EDM world. So these are the services. You could see I picked the number of songs. So let's just say single. Has the single been previously released? Here's my artist/band name. This is kind of the metadata when it comes to have I already released under this artist on Spotify, Apple Music. I don't really touch this, right? Because obviously I release all my music under Ferchero. Go all the way down here. I've released it if I want to do like a custom one. Here's my record label. So it's Meta Music Records. I'm the only one on it. It's that easy to create a custom record label name. I just type it in. Like, literally, that's it. I pick the language, the genre. I will say for all my DJs out there as well, when you pick electronic, you cannot just release it, which is interesting, as electronic. You actually have to pick a subgenre. They are adding ones more and more. I'd say, I think a year ago or 2 years ago, glitch hop was added. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. Glitch hop is a very specific genre in EDM, and I love glitch hop too. But you can see you have to pick one of these. And I know there's some people saying, hey, well, I don't do, and I do future bass, right? And there's not really like a future bass option. So then you have to kind of think, well, is it more of like, say, a dubstep future bass, or is it more of like the housey side of it, right? So these are things you do kind of have to pick and choose, because I know there's a bajillion EDM subgenres out there, but just something to keep in mind, which is kind of cool. I have the album cover right here, so I picked the image, right? And in addition, which is even cooler, once you sign up with DistroKid, there's a bunch of different features you get access to. This is DistroPick. So this is an AI image generator, makes it from scratch. You can also have the rights to this too, and it uses stable diffusion. So I could type in, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Let's type in, I don't know, I'm going to put like a pear. I don't know why this is popping into my head. A pear in the desert. Not dessert, but desert. So now this is going to generate something. So let's say if I'm like, oh, I don't have enough money to hire somebody to do the artwork, or I don't know graphic design, especially because you, of course, need an album cover, well, you just do this. And this is free and included with it. So if, let's say I have a song that involves a pear in the desert, which is a very weird name, and you can see I have all these different ones here. Some of them, I'm not going to lie, you could tell are very like AI-ish, like this. I feel like it's kind of what things look like. That's kind of creepy. Some of these are kind of weird too. It reminds me a lot of the Uncanny Valley. But this is included with the DistroKid membership, right? So then, type in the track name, a couple other features, like is there a featured artist, is there a version to it, a couple more specifics. I upload the file, have the songwriter name right here. Again, showing you this super quick. I will be doing an in-depth video about uploading on DistroKid to go more in depth about all these specifics. Then you have some extras. These cost, as it sounds, extra money. I'm going to be honest, I personally don't do any of these. Some of these I think are more worth it than others. This definitely deserves an entire dedicated video. It takes about, I'd say, 2 to 3 business days for the song to actually be quote-unquote live on these streaming platforms, in terms of initially being on, I think, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Music are usually the quickest, and then other ones take maybe a few more days. So it does depend upon the platform, right? But here's the biggest thing about DistroKid, and this video could easily go from like the length it is now to an hour, and I'm not exaggerating when I say an hour, because of this. All the goodies. Now, first off, we have some other features when it comes to DistroKid that you can pay extra money for. So like instant mastering, DistroVid as well, Bandzoogle. I actually didn't know I think they just added this to build a website and store in minutes, social phone, and that's really popular now with a lot of people, where like you get to text the person or whatever. I know a lot of celebrities do that. Here are all the goodies. So I'm just gonna like the best I can to scrape the surface and just quickly go through each one. I can get on playlists, right? I can do slaps to see if like people review my song, if it's good enough, if it actually slaps, right? I can promote myself, so I have hyperfollow, mini videos, video generator, Visi video generator, promo cards, and upstream. And I'll say 90% of these are free. Some of them do cost money, like the Visi video generator does cost money, but the meme video generator does not, right? So some of these cost money, but I'd say most of them, like 90%, don't. Special access, so let's say if you want to get Spotify for artists, Apple Music for artists, all these different artist ones, and it takes 2 seconds to connect. If you want to get that YouTube OAC, I know a lot of people have questions about that. You can do it right here. You can do it on Twitch as well to connect your Twitch channel. Let's say if you do streaming or gaming or whatever. Again, I'm going through this quick, I know. Enhance your music, so we have the Spotify Canvas Generator, which is kind of like a unique video thing on Spotify. Lyrics, credits, and then they have an AI bot that tells you about your song, protecting your music, like the vault, which I'm going to talk about in a second, because that's actually a big one that I will give a little cool thing on. And then Distro Lock, let's say if there's like some kind of issues with unauthorized releases. And then lastly, Fixer, Spotify URI looker upper, and allow this, and the same thing with the Apple ID looker upper. Now, what's kind of cool about the vault, I do want to show this because I mentioned this briefly here. If I go here to, let's say, hot sauce recipe, I can do this and save the image. And then I can also download the song. So if your computer crashes and you lose all your music, you can do that here. But what's also cool is you can see my vault is 49 gigs. These are all the releases I have released forever. I can download all the songs, even if, let's say, I've deleted that release. Let's say, and this happened to me, I'll show you one example. Piano Bounce. I think I talked about this last year. I released it, December of 2015, and I deleted this song. In hindsight, it wasn't that good, to be honest. And so I deleted it. I thought it was good at the time. Classic artist movie. You're like, oh, the song was great. I do like the album artwork, though. There's actually an actual picture of me playing the piano a long time ago. But I deleted this one. However, let's say if I want to go back and re-download it for whatever reason, I have all of my releases still stored on here, even if, like I said, even if I removed them from stores. I mean, I gotta say, honestly, you know, when it comes to all the different music distribution services, like I said in the beginning of this video, I mean, there's a reason why I only use DistroKid. There's a main reason for that, and the reason why is, one, it's super cheap. $23 a year for unlimited uploads, or like if you do want to do the Musicians Plus, which is what I do, it's still only $40 a year for unlimited uploads, and trust me, once your music builds up steam and it gets heard more and more, you're going to be making more than that every year. I will say, I do have a link listed below in the description to a video I did about 15 different music marketing techniques for independent musicians. Because, of course, once you get your song out there and your music out there, that's kind of only like, in this stage, like half the battle. The next battle you have to kind of pursue or go into is now promoting it and getting it out there. It just, for better or for worse, it's never been easier to release music now, but that also means there's a lot of music out there, which means you do have to break through the noise, right? But one, like I said, with DistroKid, super, super cheap, right? $40 a year for me, what I pay for the Musicians Plus account for unlimited uploads. The second thing is the ease of it. I mean, as you saw, I remember when I went on some other platforms, and this is back in 2015, so I will say it could have changed. You know, I'd like to be honest, very transparent, but I remember like having to type in all this nitty-gritty stuff, and it was super complicated, and there were like legal rules, and I was like, I just want to put music on Spotify. Like, how do I even do this? And then in 2015, you know, when I first started with DistroKid, I was like, you know what? This is easy. I type in my name, upload the image, upload the song. I mean, that's pretty much it. So the ease of DistroKid, amazing. And the third thing, the third big one is all the features. From having the vault, like I showed you, of pretty much a free online cloud storage system for all your music and your artwork as well. For the fact that you can quickly join the YouTube OAC, you can do everything with Twitch, you can quickly join Spotify for artists, the fact that they have DistroPick, and sometimes, even just for me, DistroPick is fun to use just to see what the AI comes up with, right? And again, this is mostly all free. Yes, there are some features you do have to pay for if you want to get a more premium thing or whatever, but overall, gotta say, at the end of the day, there's a reason why I've been using DistroKid for 9 years. There's a reason why I do these DistroKid review videos every year. DistroKid is truly the best.